Go on and get them wheels turning, because baby, yeah, November is about to be their month. So I'm
Talking Nick. We zoo love Nick. Thanks. I zoo love you guys.
Nick is messy.
What were you? Spill more.
It was supposed to be just another chill night. No filters, no big announcement. Just Olandria hitting go live like she always does. Casual, soft-spoken, ready to catch up with her fans. But this time, it didn't stay chill for long, because what started as a quiet stream, with her adjusting settings, laughing off tech issues, and greeting comments one by one, suddenly spiraled into one of the most chaotic, unplanned, and unforgettable lives they've ever had. The kind that pulls you in so fast you forget to blink. At first, the energy was calm. She joked about taking a lunch break, played with the new TikTok update, and promised she'd keep it open to everyone. No sub-only chat, no filters on who could talk. That little decision, letting everyone in, is what set the stage for what came next. Because within minutes, the comment section exploded. GIFs, emojis, random questions flying faster than she could scroll. And still, she smiled through it. That's the charm of Olandria. She treats every glitch, every flood, like part of the fun. She tried to keep it light, muted a few words, laughed about the witch hat filters. But you could already feel it, that electric unpredictability that only happens when the chat takes control. And then, as if on cue, the notifications began stacking. Roses, fireworks, hearts, her face lighting up as the screen filled. So many gifts, she could barely see her own comments. You could hear it in her laugh. Half disbelief, half surrender. "Y'all are showing out tonight," she said. "Where do y'all even work?" It was the kind of moment no one can fake. The chaos that feels alive, like the internet itself is in the room with you. But what made this live different wasn't just the overload, it was what happened after. The energy shifted, the fan questions turned personal. The comment section, that unpredictable, messy, hilarious crowd.
Y'all are so sweet. Okay, let me go back to my settings real quick. Try to mute enough words so we don't have to have any weird stuff. I'm not trying to do sub-only live. Like, I want to be able to give everybody a chance to interact with my live. So no sub-only tonight. Not the witch hat. Okay, let's see here. Let me go back to the setting and see something. Comment settings, okay. I was gonna make like the comments like sub only, but I don't really know how to do that. If anybody in the comments know how to work the new he's getting to his acting bag. I'm proud of him. He's doing it all. DJ, acting, multifaceted.
Alright, while on your live stream, find and tap the settings gear or the heart icon.
Started steering the night into directions even they didn't expect. And just as things reached their peak, there was a quiet pause. Olandria glanced at her screen, smiled, and said, "All right, y'all, I gotta tell you something." That's the sentence that flipped everything. Because from that moment on, the night went from casual to iconic. Fans didn't know it yet, but they were about to witness one of the most talked about, screen-recorded, and re-edited lives in Nicolandria history. A live stream that would blur the line between connection and chaos, and a reminder that sometimes the best moments aren't planned, they just happen. If you scroll back to the very beginning of that live, you'll notice something almost innocent about it. No chaos, no noise, just Olandria sitting in front of the camera, trying to figure out where the buttons went after the new TikTok update. Her tone was soft, almost hesitant. She kept pausing, muttering things like, "Okay, let's see here," and "That's not what I'm trying to do." The kind of quiet, behind-the-scenes moment most creators would edit out, she just left it in. That's the beauty of her streams. They never feel rehearsed. They feel real. She was trying to set up her filters, fix her camera angle, and decide whether to turn on sub-only chat. But instead of locking it down, she said something that instantly changed the tone of the night. "I want everyone to be able to talk. No sub-only tonight." That one sentence, that's the switch. That's what opened the floodgates. Because the moment she said that, her chat became a free-for-all. People who had never spoken before, people who had been lurking for weeks, suddenly jumped in. And within minutes, it wasn't a quiet stream anymore. It was a full-blown event. The comments started flooding. "We missed you, Ola. Can we talk about the hair?" Where's Nick? Hundreds of voices talking over each other, and somehow she kept up with all of it. She scrolled, answered questions, laughed at jokes.
He did try, y'all.
But I'm gonna rep my
Maybe next.
Skeegee hat with pride.
Yeah. Oh, I got your Skeegee jersey too. I forgot to give it to you.
That one that lady gave you at the meet and greet was so fire. It was like a corduroy, like that red one.
Mm-hmm.
That was
It was so cute.
At that meet and greet, I put the Dodgers jersey in the bag. I turn around, turn back. The Dodgers jersey's not in the bag anymore. I go into Ola's stuff. I see a Dodgers jersey.
And did.
Huh?
Because he ain't come up off my SpongeBob hoodie. He literally wore it and doesn't even want to give it back.
Are we even sure that girl, it was meant for you?
Literally, she said it was. It was everywhere.
No, I'm kidding. I know, I gotta find it. I promise I'll try.
I said it was.
We got the footage. Oh, they got receipts on me. Well, y'all know I have a condition called, what is it called? Specific hearing? Selective hearing. Thank you, selective. Someone said thievery hearing? No.
He's tired. He just talking.
I'm yapping.
Listen, whack him again. Okay.
Whack him again. I love that line.
You do.
Even when she clearly couldn't see half of what was being said, there's something about the way she handles chaos that feels magnetic. It's not forced patience, it's comfort. Like she's been through this before and knows how to surf the wave without wiping out. You could see it in her body language. Relaxed posture, easy grin, occasional side eye at the camera when something wild popped up in chat. It felt less like a performance and more like a group call with 10,000 people. And then came the gifts. At first, a few roses, then a flood of fireworks, crowns, and animated hearts that covered her screen so badly she couldn't even read comments anymore. But instead of panicking, she just laughed. Y'all are showing out. I can't even see the chat. That moment said everything about why her audience adores her. No matter how overwhelming it gets, she never hides the real reaction. She laughs through it, includes the fans in it, and keeps talking like they're all part of the joke. It's exactly that kind of openness that made her live so unpredictable. Because when everyone feels included, everyone participates. And when everyone participates, chaos becomes inevitable. And yet, that's what makes it powerful. Because the same crowd that was spamming gifs and jokes would soon start steering the conversation. And the calm, unfiltered energy of the first few minutes, it wouldn't last much longer. Because just as she found her rhythm, someone in the chat asked a question. A small, playful, harmless question that would accidentally spark one of the most viral moments of the entire night. It happened fast. No warning, no build-up, just one of those blink and you miss it moments that end up replayed millions of times. They were mid-conversation, laughing about filters, snacks, and the random things fans were sending. Then, Nick joined the stream. The energy shifted instantly. The chat erupted. Finally! He's here! We missed Mr. O. The screen split. And just like that, the calm, cozy vibe turned electric. Viewers flooded in like someone had flipped a switch. The viewer count shot up. The gifts doubled. You could literally feel the tension rise through the comments. At first, it was all jokes and catching up. Nick teasing her for being late. Olandria laughing at how tired he looked. Normal, harmless fun. But then came the moment. They started talking about that sweet green ad they filmed together, the one fans had already turned into 100 TikTok edits. And when a fan asked, "What did he whisper in her ear during the shoot?" Nick laughed. He could have ignored it. He could have deflected. But instead, he answered. Half laughing, half serious, he said, "I literally remember licking her ear." And for a second, everything stopped. The chat froze, then detonated. Comments flying faster than TikTok's servers could handle. He said what? Clip it. He's cooked. She's blushing, OMG. Even Olandria's reaction made it worse. That shocked laugh. That half smile, half disbelief face that told everyone, oh no, he really said that. Nick tried to backtrack, but it was too late. The internet had already taken the quote and turned it into content. In less than 5 minutes, the phrase licked her ear became the night's catchphrase, flooding TikTok, Twitter, and fan pages before the live even ended. And the best part? They didn't try to control the chaos. They leaned into it. She teased him for confirming too much. He laughed, blamed sleep deprivation. The fans ate it up. Because it wasn't scandal, it was chemistry. That kind of natural, unfiltered playfulness that you can't fake or stage. What's crazy is how perfectly this moment captured their dynamic. He's impulsive, transparent, chaotic energy. She's composed, witty, but always ready to match the tone. Together, they balance, and that's what keeps people watching. But that whisper moment was just the spark. The chat didn't calm down after it. It mutated. Fans started snitching, asking follow-ups, connecting dots, throwing inside jokes that turned into running gags. It was no longer Olandria and Nic hosting the live. It was the fans steering the ship. And that's when the night went from funny to feral, because once the fans realized they could make the two react, they didn't stop. By now, the live had gone completely off script. Not that there was ever a script to begin with, but whatever calm energy they started with, gone. Because once the fans realized how fast they could get a reaction out of Olandria and Nic, they went full detective mode. And no one, not even Nic, was safe. It started small, a few teasing comments, a few jokes flying across the screen. Then suddenly, the chat exploded with one line that changed the entire vibe. "You watched anime without her." Instant silence. Nic froze. Olandria blinked. The viewers held their breath. And then it hit. The laughter. She looked straight into the camera with that "I know you didn't" face, while Nic tried to defend himself before even processing the accusation. "No, that's a lie. They told me to prank you." Too late. The chat had already chosen a side. Caught in 4K. Mr. O betrayed the anime pact. This man's cooked again. It was chaos. The good kind. The kind that only happens when the fans feel like they're part of the story, not just watching it. Every time Nic tried to explain, new comments popped up, dragging him deeper. They weren't just audience members anymore. They were reporters, narrators, and investigators rolled into one. It was Love Island meets Reddit thread energy, live and unfiltered. Olandria leaned into it too. She wasn't angry, she was entertained. She laughed, pointed at the screen, and said, "Y'all are snitches. Every time we go live, y'all start telling on him." That's the dynamic that makes their lives addictive. They treat their viewers like a mischievous friend group. Every accusation turns into a bit. Every tease becomes a punchline. Nic, still trying to defend himself, joked, "I can't trust anybody anymore." And Olandria immediately fired back, "See? This is why I can't go live with you. They always snitch." The chat loved every second. It wasn't polished influencer energy, it was real-time chaos management. And the craziest part, every time they tried to change topics, the fans pulled them right back in. No matter what they talked about, food, travel, filters, someone in the comments would bring it up again. But did you finish the anime episode though? It was relentless. It was hilarious. It was exactly the kind of live that defines why their chemistry works. Because even when the chat turns into a circus, they stay present, playful, and perfectly balanced. And just when it seemed like the madness couldn't go any further, they decided to make things interactive. A poll, a simple poll. That's all it took for the night to reach an entirely new level of chaos. After 20 minutes of pure madness, they tried to get the live back on track. Nic took a breath, looked into the camera, and said, "All right, let's do something normal." Famous last words. Because what started as a harmless idea, a simple poll about his hair, turned into one of the funniest, most chaotic moments of the entire stream. He clicked the poll button, leaned back, and casually asked, "Should I dye my hair black?" Within seconds, the votes started pouring in. Olandria smirked, already predicting what would happen. "Please don't encourage him." She laughed as the chat exploded with NOS in all caps. And yet, Nic looked shocked, like he expected support. Like maybe, just maybe, the internet would side with him this one time. It didn't. The numbers climbed, 80% no, 90% no, 96% no, until even he started laughing. Wait, why y'all saying no this fast? Dang, 200 votes already? Fans were ruthless. They weren't just voting, they were celebrating his defeat in real time. "Don't touch that hair. Leave it the way it is. We've suffered enough." Olandria was howling. She could barely talk through the laughter. "You get bored too easily, that's the problem," she said, shaking her head. "Y'all see why I don't let him near hair dye." Then, in a last-ditch effort to regain dignity, Nic launched another poll, beard or no beard. And again, instant chaos. The chat turned into a war zone of emojis and side comments. Half the viewers screamed, "Keep the beard!" The other half typed, "Shave it, you coward!" And right in the middle of it all, Olandria just leaned back, smiling like she'd seen this movie before. But here's what made this part of the live brilliant. It wasn't just funny, it was interactive storytelling. Every vote, every comment, every argument was part of the experience. They weren't just viewers, they were participants. Even Nic realized it mid-laugh. "This is crazy," he said. "I can't even win in my own chat." And that's what makes moments like this gold for retention, because the audience wasn't just watching, they were controlling the outcome. They felt heard, involved, invested. And for Olandria and Nic, that's the secret sauce. Their fans don't stick around because of drama. They stick around because they're part of the performance. But as the laughter died down and the polls closed, something interesting happened. The energy shifted again. They went from joking and teasing to something more technical, trying to organize the chaos to make the live feel a little more polished. And that's when everything went hilariously wrong again. Because the moment they tried to act professional, the internet reminded them that perfect isn't what people come for. Real is. After an hour of nonstop laughter, polls, and snitching, it finally seemed like they might settle down. Nic sat up, wiped his face from laughing, and said, "All right, for real this time, let's get organized." The chat didn't believe him, and they were right not to. Because within 2 minutes, his plan to make the live professional turned into another legendary disaster. See, Nic had just learned how to enable Superfan Only mode, a TikTok feature that limits chat to the most loyal followers. He said it like a big announcement, proud of himself. "Alright, y'all, I figured it out. I'm about to switch this to Superfan Only." Olandria, curious, leaned in. "Wait, how you do that?" And then, chaos again. Nic tried explaining step by step. "Okay, go to the orange heart by your name." "Okay, then what?" she asked. "Click fan club zone." "Wait, where's that?" "On the right. I don't see it." The viewers were losing it. The comment section turned into pure comedy. Tech support live. They sound like my parents trying to FaceTime. Olandria's face is priceless right now. You could see her trying not to laugh while pretending to follow along. She kept repeating, "Okay, wait, so click where again?" Nic looked like a teacher who'd already lost the class. And when she finally found the setting, he grinned like he'd just solved world peace. "Try commenting now," he said. The chat held its breath. And then silence. No comments, no reactions. For about 3 seconds, the screen went eerily still. Then the floodgates opened again. "We can still comment." "You didn't do it right." "Mo, you locked yourself out." Nic's face dropped. Olandria started wheezing. "Not you breaking your own live," she said, laughing uncontrollably. He buried his face in his hands. "Man, I was trying to be professional." That moment summed them up perfectly. Two people trying to bring order to chaos, only to find out their audience doesn't want order. They want moments like this. Because it wasn't the superfan only mode that made people feel connected. It was watching them figure it out together. It's real. It's messy. It's exactly what keeps fans from swiping away. And what makes this even better is how they handled it afterward. No frustration, no embarrassment, just laughter. Nic admitted defeat, saying, "All right, we'll stay in normal mode. My bad, chat." Olandria teased him. "You really thought you were tech support, huh?" The chat loved it, dropping comments like, "We're the real superfans. We survived that tutorial." And it's true. Moments like this blur the line between performer and audience. You're not watching them, you're with them. And while most creators might panic when their tech fails, these two have mastered the art of turning mistakes into momentum. Because every glitch, every failed attempt, every laugh builds trust. And trust keeps people watching long after the chaos fades. But what they didn't realize at that moment was how much their fans had already become part of the act. The audience wasn't background noise anymore. They were the third character in this story. By this point, something incredible had happened. The audience wasn't just watching the live. They had become the live. Every comment, every emoji, every chaotic inside joke wasn't background noise anymore. It was the third heartbeat in the room. And the best part? Nic and Olandria let it happen. Most creators treat their chat like static, something to manage, to mute when it gets too loud. But for them, the chat isn't noise, it's fuel. That's what makes their streams different. It's not them versus the crowd, it's us, every time. And you could feel it in how the energy looped between them and the fans. The audience would toss a joke, Nic would throw it back, Olandria would side-eye him, the crowd would react. It felt like improv theater meets FaceTime call. When someone dropped a random comment like, "Letting a man climb Mount Everest is bare minimum," Nic instantly fired back, "You trying to get stuck on Mount Everest?" The chat exploded. Memes were born mid-sentence. Olandria, barely holding in laughter, said, "See, this is why I can't take y'all anywhere." And the chat loved it, because they weren't just hearing a joke. They were inside the joke. That's the secret most creators never learn. Your audience doesn't just want to watch something fun, they want to cause it. And that's exactly what Olandria and Nic's fans did that night. They weren't just listeners, They were writers, editors, and directors all at once. Every reaction shaped what came next. Every message became a thread that Nic or Olandria could pull on and spin into a moment. That's why no two of their lives ever feel the same. Because they're not performing, they're collaborating. It's that mix of unpredictability and inclusion that keeps viewers hooked. They don't know what's coming next, but they know they'll somehow be part of it. Even when things got messy, when comments repeated, lag kicked in, or jokes went too far, they handled it like pros. Olandria would gently reel it back in, Nic would flip it into humor, and the chat would course correct like a living organism. It's chaotic harmony, the kind of interaction you can't script. And that's what builds connection. Because at the end of the day, people don't stay for perfection. They stay for participation. The chat wasn't just responding to Olandria and Nic anymore, they were building with them. That's why every fan felt ownership over that live. Why clips flooded TikTok with captions like "We were there," because that's what Nicolandria has turned into, a collective experience, a fandom that doesn't just react, but interacts. And when the stream finally started to slow down, it didn't feel like an ending. It felt like a concert encore, everyone buzzing, laughing, quoting their favorite lines in the chat. But what truly made this live unforgettable wasn't how loud it got. It was how human it stayed. Because when you strip away the filters, the polls, and the lag, what's left is connection. Two people talking, thousands listening, everyone laughing together. That's the formula no algorithm can fake. By the time the live wound down, it was almost poetic. Two exhausted faces, a screen full of hearts, and a comment section still moving at light speed. Nic yawned. Olandria laughed softly. The chaos had finally quieted, but the connection, that was still glowing. What's wild is how something so messy, so unplanned, so human, became one of the most unforgettable lives they've ever done. No production team, no perfect lighting, just a conversation that spun out of control in the best possible way. Because here's the truth. This wasn't chaos, it was chemistry. Every glitch, every misclick, every snitch comment and licked her ear moment turned the night into a timeline of authenticity. And that's what people crave now. Not the filtered perfection of influencers, but the kind of real that makes you feel like you're sitting in the room with them. When Nic tried to switch to super fan mode and accidentally broke his chat, people didn't tune out, they stayed. When Olandria teased him for getting roasted by polls, people didn't scroll past, they leaned in. Because this wasn't just entertainment, it was belonging. That's the magic of mess. It reminds you that connection doesn't need choreography, it just needs honesty. Some creators plan their lives like TV shows, pre-written topics, controlled comments, every second timed. But Nic and Olandria have mastered something far more powerful, making imperfection feel intentional. Their chaos isn't sloppy, it's magnetic. Their laughter isn't filler, it's glue. And their fans, they're not viewers. They're co-stars in a digital story that writes itself every time someone hits join live. By the end, as Olandria signed off with her signature grin and Nic waved at the camera like a tired big brother, the chat was still buzzing. This was the best live ever. Y'all are so real for this. We were there. It's hard to describe what that means unless you've been part of a moment like that, when an audience stops feeling like a crowd and starts feeling like a family. The truth is, this wasn't just a live. It was a blueprint for connection in a world that's forgotten how to be real. It proved that imperfection can be content, that laughter and chaos can build something stronger than polish ever could. And when the stream finally went dark, the comments didn't stop. They kept flowing long after the camera shut off, because the live might have ended, but the moment never really did.